Daren Stoltzfus is our campus connection to the University of Tennessee.
Send the money, Mom.
We're now joined by Daren Stoltzfus. And
Daren Stoltzfus joins us live by phone this morning from Miami, Florida.
As 11 Connect Sports, Daren Stoltzfus reports.
Heading in the bottom of the sixth inning, but not before this report from senior Daren Stoltzfus.
Located behind me is one of the staples of Tennessee tradition. It's known simply as The Rock. Coach Kiffin also used today to announce the Eric Berry for a Heisman campaign.
Baseball players with big league dreams are taking the field all this week in Johnson City.
For ESPNU Campus Connection, I'm Daren Stoltzfus.
They certainly run like football players, but don't have to tackle like them.
When Bruce Pearl came to Tennessee, he actually said, get the chairs that are in the section out of here.
Morgado says he's ready for the rigors of professional baseball.
Here to answer that question is 11 Connect Sports' Daren Stoltzfus, who attended the Pioneers Media Day.
Heading into fall camp, the Tusculum Pioneers have one very specific goal: taking the program to new heights.
National championship, and we're all going for that goal. You know, we're not every practice we're going to go out and get better.
Making a deeper run into the playoffs, making a legit run towards the national title, and there'd be nothing sweeter than play and win a national title.
Coming off arguably the greatest season in Tusculum football history, the Pioneers are eager for more going into 2009. The defending conference champions are looking to extend their playoff run after last year's first win ever in the playoffs over Albany State. They'll have to get past Carson Newman, who is the preseason favorite in the SAC, but things are looking up for the Pioneers.
Our receiving corps is full of great leaders. Our offensive line's full of great leaders. I think we got the best running back in the conference in Marcus Foster.
One of the offensive leaders is no doubt Terrell Smith, but this season he won't have All-American quarterback Corey Russell throwing him the ball. Instead, JUCO quarterback Colin Wigley may be the one under center.
Pressure involved in it. This is a winning school, and that's what they expect. But I came from a junior college, and I know what college football is like. So I'm just going to come here and compete and try to help this team win.
It means a lot to me. You know, this is very well could be the last time that I play football, you know, and I want to have a very successful season, winning season, and, you know, help this team, you know, reach feats that we've never reached before.
Although 8 offensive starters will return for the Pioneers, only 4 starters return on defense. Coach DeBusk says the change may be for the better.
We weren't as good last year defensively as we wanted to be, so we've got some new people, new faces, and hopefully they'll step up to the occasion.
In Greeneville, Daren Stoltzfus, 11 Connect Sports. Blake Leeper isn't your typical world-class sprinter, but even as a bilateral amputee, his family's never considered him any different when it comes to sports. It's something Leeper says provides him with motivation.
My parents and my grandparents and my brother just pushing me and knowing that they're with me helps out a lot, knowing that I have no reason to give up.
He's always thought he's just as good as everybody else, so that really just helps him out, having the right mindset to go on these competitions and stuff.
Faced with issues most athletes never deal with, Leeper has established himself as just another one of the guys.
Can't take Blake for granted. He's always asked, to be treated the same. He always competes as hard as everybody else. So you really can't step on the court or play against him or compete against him lightly, because if you do, he's gonna make you look bad.
After playing basketball at Dobbins Bennett High School, Leeper turned to track in college. Fresh off a stellar performance at the Endeavor Games in Edmond, Oklahoma, he's already amongst the nation's elite.
Leeper ran the 400, 200, and 100-meter races. His time in the 100 qualified him for the Paralympic national team.
I was very nervous. At first, I didn't know what to think. It was my first 100-meter race. I didn't know how to start. I didn't know how to finish. And when the gun went off, I just ran. I ran for my life. That's all it was.
Leeper is now the nation's fastest bilateral amputee, and he's done it without any training or previous track experience. Once again, Leeper is defying the odds. So what's next for Blake Leeper?
In 2010 to be the Nationals, then another Nationals 2011, then in Brazil be a Pan American Games, then 2012 would be Paralympics in London, England. So that would be the big one.
From Kingsport, Tennessee, Daren Stoltzfus, 11 Connect Sports.
Welcome back to UT Today. Lady Vol softball is underway and the football season is right around the corner. Our very own Daren Stoltzfus can tell you more. Daren?
That's right, Brooke. With spring football in the books, it's anything but status quo for the Tennessee Volunteers. For the 3rd year in a row, the Volunteers are in a state of chaos on the offensive side of the ball, but this year, their struggles may be more dire than ever.
Most fans claim quarterback is the most important position on the field. Vols offensive coordinator Jim Chaney says otherwise.
Offensive line is the key to any successful offense. I mean, if I have a great offensive line, I can play quarterback.
Luckily, Chaney won't be under center come fall. which is likely good for his health. The Vols' offensive line is in a state of turmoil. All 5 starters have moved on from Rocky Top, including freshman All-American Aaron Douglas. Harry Heastand is attempting to piece together a new starting 5.
Just trying to get better every day, trying to block the guy we're responsible for and give it the best effort to this team.
For now, Heastand claims the biggest problem isn't a lack of talent. It's finding a way to maintain consistency.
We lack consistency. We're good on a play, not good on the next play, so being consistent, that's the thing our biggest challenge is right now.
The fresh assortment of linemen has head coach Derek Dooley making an interesting analogy.
It's just like when a newborn comes out, they're screaming and whining and don't know what to do, and it's not their fault. So we have to kind of teach them, give them a little pacifier to quiet them down, feed them, makes them happy.
Anything to make sure the skill players perform come September.
It takes time, it takes nurturing, it takes encouragement, it takes a foot in the tail, and it's not going to get solved this spring. It's just not. And it will get solved, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready by the fall.
Dooley and the Vols are slated to open the 2010 schedule against Tennessee Martin Saturday, September 4th inside Neyland Stadium. The Big Orange will play 4 games at home to begin the season before heading to Baton Rouge for a bash with the SEC West rival LSU. Although most UT sports have wrapped up, the Lady Vols softball team is in the heart of their schedule. Lori Thomas has more.
Today.
Luckily, the Lady Vols will only be graduating 3 seniors this year, and with such a young team, it looks like they're in great shape for next season. Over in basketball news, it was time for celebration last night at the Marriott Hotel in downtown Knoxville. Bruce Pearl and his team held their annual basketball banquet celebrating their past season's accomplishments. These basketball Vols are coming off one of the greatest campaigns in school history after advancing to the Elite Eight for the first time ever. This year's banquet celebrated the careers of Vols seniors, including Wayne Chisholm, the winningest player in the history of the program. UT's season came to an end in St. Louis as the Michigan State Spartans topped the Vols 70-69. That left the Vols 2 points short of their first Final Four ever. Though Chisholm, J.P. Prince, and Bobby Mays are moving on from Rocky Top, the Vols look to maintain their elite status next season. And with a top 5 recruiting class coming in, nothing seems out of reach for the Vols. Up next, we'll tell you about one of the girls trying to pay tribute to her mother through Relay for Life.
Daren Stoltzfus is our campus connection to the University of Tennessee.
Send the money, Mom.
Right there with the Rocky Top Rowdies, huh?
Let's go Vols!
Now tell us a little bit about the student section that you are in the midst of, Daren.
Well, this is the Rocky Top Rowdies section. This is where the rambunctious people come. And that's what I like to think of myself. I'm a rambunctious fellow. But we are the jumping crazy. When Bruce Pearl came to Tennessee, he actually said, get the chairs that are in the section out of here. We don't want them. We want the students standing. We want them yelling. And we've risen to the occasion. Now, for the big games, you'll see the student sections in 123, 124, 125, and 126. They will stand, and some of them rising up right now. But if you're going to get yelled at for standing up, that's not where I want to be. So I'm right here, right in the middle of this wonderful pitch.